Welcome to Let's Talk Costumes. If you haven't seen any of my videos before, I talk about costumes and props and a whole plethora of things in the fandom, movies, TV shows, you name it. And so if you want to keep abreast of that and see some more of those things, be sure to click over here to subscribe, and I'll have some more videos at the end of this video, so you can see more of this particular subject matter. Because today we're going to talk about Anakin Skywalker's Episode 3 boots. Now, many things in the Star Wars universe were found parts. Luke Skywalker's boots, Han Solo's boots, Darth Vader's boots, even the Stormtrooper boots that you saw in the original trilogy were completely found parts. Very few things were actually custom made, and where they were, it was done through artisans and whatnot throughout in England and the United States. When the prequels came out, not that suddenly that wasn't a thing to do anymore. There are still plenty of found parts, even toys used from the original trilogy, or toys that were made from the original trilogy, props and whatnot, that were actually used in Episode 1 and 2 and 3. And that's pretty cool as it was, but for the most part, the world has actually changed in costumes and props, and a lot more can actually be done custom made. And that includes props being hand machined, and that includes costume parts being completely custom, and boots are no exception. Now, when I first started doing Anakin Skywalker costuming and looking into everything, I thought for sure those boots had to be found parts, that they had to exist somewhere. Unfortunately, never was able to find a complete match at all, because Anakin boots have a number of really unique details. Now, as you're looking at these all these pictures, you'll see that they typically are a tall riding style boot with some sort of shin guard put on the top, but they have some really unique, interesting details, like in the heel cap where there's 3 ridges that, as far as I can tell, are called something like spur ridges or whatnot, and they're there specifically for that. They have a lug sole, which previously Jedi had been using, more of a flat leather sole like Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon and Mace Windu, etc. And they also employed the strap system that you did see with Obi-Wan specifically. Interestingly enough, Anakin's actually looked like it initially had, or wanted to have, or planned to have 4 complete straps. And mainly you can see that because of the missing strap and there being a loop on the back. Now, the coolest thing about these boots, like I've mentioned in previous Anakin Skywalker videos, is that I got to see the costume up close and personal at Celebration 3. Seeing these pictures that you're looking at here, but also being there in person, really showed the detail, what you could see up close and personal. Photos show so much, but being there at a 3-dimensional representation and getting to walk around and peer as close as possible and being able to zero in at anything was really, really helpful. Now, one concession I made with my replica boots was that I went with a zipper front. Now, I did have a lace-up, which is more movie accurate. They did use lace-up boots and then put everything on. Those took hours, well, not maybe hours, but it took a long time to actually put on and to take off. I much preferred the zipper and Velcro system. It was just on and off, and that was amazing. Also, in the movies, it did seem like Anakin's shins were actually stitched on the front. But again, ease of on, ease of off. As I mentioned in the belt video, sometimes as a costumer, you do take a little concession as far as movie realism, as far as getting things off or relaxing and whatnot. So anyway, as you're looking here, completely custom made boots. Anakin's boots in Episode 2 were virtually identical. It's the same thing with Obi-Wan's. Obi-Wan's boots all the way through the trilogy were pretty much the same, barring minor details. But for the most part, the Episode 2 Anakin boots and the Episode 3 Anakin boots were pretty much exactly the same. And I like that. I like that fact. So if you like to do multiple costumes, you can, do the Anakin, all 3 versions of Anakin from Episode 2, the 2 versions there, and of course the Episode 3 version. Now, the Episode 3 version does look a little bit darker, but for the most part, they're the same. Now, these boots were custom made, and you can get many different custom makers now making these kind of boots. You can get cheap ones made out of vinyl and whatnot. I always suggest going for leather. If you're going to wear good boots, wear good boots. They're very comfortable, but really, really well worth it. The only other thing that I didn't do with these boots were the Vibram sole. We found that out in a couple screen caps. We found what Vibram lug sole it actually had, and we were able to count the little star pattern on the bottom. We're never able to find those, so unfortunately, you get what you can get. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed seeing these boots. They're really fun. If you can, find some, definitely jump on some. I'm going to put some links in the description where you can currently get some. I don't know if you'll be able to get some in time for the Episode 7 premiere up and coming next month. But for the most part, if you're interested at all in Anakin comfortable boots, check the links in my description. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing, and thanks for sharing. If you have any friends who are at all into Jedi costuming or Anakin costumes, be sure to share this with them. Anyway, thank you so much, and as always, thanks for watching.